So tell us, what's your name?
I am Mary Elizabeth Christmas, and I am the original creator of the Christmas holidays. It's true. I was born in 1922 in a small village by the mountains of Eastern Europe, and we had an annual tradition, working all the year on a gift to give to the people we loved. It would be anything, from trinkets to sweet to flowers we grew the whole year round, and sweets. It was a lovely thing to see people's faces when they were receiving these presents. My father was a jolly old man called Nikolai Christmas. He became a local celebrity because he brought presents for all the children. The mountains around the village were full of pine trees, and we would hang lanterns on the trees to illuminate the village. So beautiful to behold. But in 1939, the Second World War had begun in Europe. So my family was made to leave the village and arrived in England. When I was at 18 in London, I got an interview for a strange secretarial job in some place called HMS headquarters. It sounded very proper to me. And later I learned that they were a secret elite organization. These people were holidays makers. They were 7 members. New Year was the leader, followed by birthday, Valentine, National Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, and All Hallow Eve. I found my lifelong partner in the maker's chauffeur. He claimed to know the way to any destination. A sweet red-headed man called Rudolph. We got married shortly after that. Once the war ended, the makers decided it was time to create a new holiday, one that would bring the world together. I formally requested an interview with them. I told them about my father, about the small town, and about the quaint traditions we had. And the makers, they liked it so much that they named it Christmas in honor of my father. And then things began to get complicated. Easter got his way, and they began to call the holiday Christmas with a T, because now it was going to be a religious holiday also. That way they had the approval of the church. I was very shocked. Not long after that, it was Bertha's idea to concentrate on the presents, so that businesses could take part and finance the holidays. So I was forced to see that my tradition was being changed. I still feel sad about it, to be honest, because I truly believe that people needed this. The world still needs this. That holiday was supposed to be about celebrating love. It was about giving something meaningful to someone you loved because they had earned it. It was supposed to be a celebration with those who may not be with us next Christmas. At least, that's how my family and I felt. Eventually, I couldn't face it anymore, so Rudolph and I quit. And we walked away from all of it. And we never had any children. It might not be a fairy tale ending, but it's a real story. I was a person who invented Christmas, and nobody has recognized it ever. It seems very funny now to hear people saying Merry Christmas, because they would never imagine that it was a joke at the expense of the receptionist. But this isn't about any of that. If it wasn't for this, my people's tradition would have died with me. The world deserves to know. Whoever has wondered why pine trees or not other trees, why do we decorate them with lights? Perhaps someday somebody may be inspired to celebrate the traditional Christmas, because it's just simply the loveliest holiday. Although I understand why people might think I have a preference.